Hello everyone, it is Leah from Dime Culture, and today's video is the second installment of our art journal series that I've started, where you're going to see me painting some items and we're going to be discussing about things and really just spending time with our art journal so that we can heal through the magic of art. Alrighty, so for today's painting, I do want to let you know that the footage is in basically real time. So I haven't sped up any of the painting processes. I have done a bit of editing out of spots where my head got in the camera or if my hand's blocking something. But yeah, basically this is real-time painting. I felt the need to sit down and spend some time with my art journal, and what I did was I went and grabbed my camera and I brought you along for the ride. One of the things that I was thinking about prior to sitting down was how, you know, in life sometimes it feels like we're running up a mountain. You know, like life throws you hurdles, but really it feels like a mountain you have to climb in order to get over it. And those mountains that we are fighting to climb up sometimes influence how we see ourselves. So I'm going to get a little personal here, but when I was a kid, I was labeled with a learning disability at school. And basically what it was is that they were telling me that I wasn't learning like everyone else. I was slower than everyone else, so there was something clearly wrong with me. Or at least that's how they made me feel. Because let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with me, okay? There's nothing wrong with kids that have a hard time learning. There's nothing wrong with anyone that learns differently. Our minds are just programmed to process information in a different way. And just because perhaps the school board doesn't know how to educate us doesn't mean that we're the broken ones. But as a kid, you know, being singled out in class because I couldn't keep up, because I didn't understand what they were saying to me, you know, it was one of those things that it was so hard for me to overcome it. And I was lucky to have a support system. Like my parents, they helped me. They got me tutors. I did, those after school programs where you go in and they teach you extracurricular things to help you find ways to absorb that knowledge. And that hurdle, that mountain that I kept having to climb up just kept getting steeper and steeper as I got older. See, it's drilled into you at a young age when you are labeled with a learning disability that there's something wrong with you. And then you get older and you go to high school and you're learning higher level information. And you might still be getting the extra help that you need, but there's still that feeling, the way that you aren't going to be at the same pace as your friends, or this fear that somebody will find out that you learn differently and that you are slower. And when you go to college or university, it can be even harder, because I had this one instance where I was in college, and one of our classes, we had to read a book written by a photographer. And it was an academically written book. Like, there were big ass words. I didn't understand half the gibberish that was being told to me. But when we were talking about it in class, I could understand what we were discussing. But I couldn't read the same information as everybody else, because when I was reading the book, I didn't understand what I was reading, but I could discuss it and speak about it in plain English with no problem. And I remember feeling like, even I was in my 20s and I felt so down on myself, like how this type of mountain of mine was something I was never going to be able to get over. I was never going to get to the top. It was always going to be there, and it was always going to be something I would have to struggle with. And I thought I had gotten over it too. You know, I was in my 20s. I realized at a young age that I was never going to be a doctor. I was never going to be a lawyer. I didn't have a mind for that. I was always creative. Like, my outlet in life was art. And being in the art world, doing something creative, and I was okay with that because that's where my strengths were. And I knew I was never going to have to put my type of mental strength in that type of area to work. But you go to college and you work towards becoming something, and it can still creep up on you even if you're doing the things that you love. And it's one of those things where I still think about it sometimes. I'm an adult, and how those things, growing up, being treated differently because I learned differently, affected how I viewed myself. And I wasn't sure about it even as an adult. It didn't click into me until I got much older. And that makes me sound like I'm super old. I'm not that old, actually. I mean, I hit 30, and that's when it really hit me that I had been letting this childhood fear of mine affect how I viewed my capabilities going forward. I had always dreamt of having my own business. I'd always dreamt of being something more, being able to use my art, being able to do stuff to help people. But I had convinced myself that because I had a learning disability, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to help other people. I wouldn't be able to run my own business because I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't be able to do things because I couldn't do things. And the thing is, that is completely wrong. If you're in the same situation as I am, or in a situation where you have that fear that you are incapable of doing something, let me tell you something. You are capable. I believe in you because I know I've started doing it. I've started my own business. I help others with my art. I help others run their business because I do marketing for them. Like, I'm a visual content creator for a marketing side of it. You know, I was capable of overcoming it. It still creeps in the back of my mind sometimes. But if I'm capable of doing this, I know you are too. Find the things that make you happy, that bring joy, that you are really passionate about, and you can overcome any kind of mountain that you are climbing. Maybe you need a support system behind you, because trust me, support systems are so key to this beyond just letting your emotions out through your art. You need to have people behind you. And it doesn't have to be the family that you're born into. It can be any kind of family. Your friends who are more like family. The family you built. As long as you have that system, you have someone with you, you can overcome anything. If you feel like you don't have that system, all of us here at Dime Culture, we've been through these things. We can be each other's system. You know, I really just wanted to discuss that. You know, climbing mountains, feeling like you have hurdles, it can feel overwhelming, and it can feel like you can't accomplish anything, but you can. I learned that by practicing art. I learned it battling school with a learning disability. You just have to feel passion. You just have to really want something and fight for it. And you can do it. And when I was feeling down and I was unsure of myself, I always went back to my art, and it would center me. I'd get focused in on it again, on what I wanted out of life, where I was, who I was, what gave me strength. So doing art journaling and having something that you can do to help you process these thoughts, these emotions, it'll help you in the long run. even though today I'm discussing the mountain that has been in my life forever, and that being a learning disability, which I really don't like that it's called a learning disability, because it did not disable me from learning. I have a BA in photography. I am educated. I am smart. It never stopped me from learning. It just meant I processed information differently. I take in information differently. But anyways, that's off topic. What I want to say is, even though that's what I'm discussing, I hope you can see a similarity in the mountain that you're climbing. And you know that you're not alone. We're all out here. There's many of us that are climbing our own mountains, but even though it's not the same mountain, we can still be there for each other. We can still help each other process the information and grow and learn and heal. And that's what these art journal series are for. I want to help you guys feel safe discussing stuff, feel like you have a way to help you process that through art. So yes, I really hope that you liked this video. And if you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Dime Culture is a safe space. So if you want to discuss something, you want to share something, feel free to do so. If anybody goes in and they say something mean, one, don't do that, because that's mean. Nobody likes a meanie pants. Two, if somebody's being mean, I will actually get rid of their comments and ban them from watching our videos and from commenting on your comments. So I am going to protect you guys as well as protect this community we have here at Dime Culture, because it is a safe space. All right, so if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you are interested in adding art into your life to help you heal and process, definitely hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, I just want to say, stay magical.